Alexander Povetkin.
Yeah, he wins it quite easily, and I think, you know, he went for the start. He hit Rudenko with enough punches and enough big punches to maybe make other big heavyweights maybe not knock him out cold.
Okay, let's mute this. Now, let's just get it out the way from the beginning. The Alexander Povetkin PED scandal with Deontay Wilder is not over. It's an appeal. Now, to the naked eye, or to people who don't do the research or have the information, first I'm going to say thank you to a friend, I just say his first name, Maxwell, who, a connection I made over a year ago, who has been feeding me all of the voluminous legal documents involving the Alexander Povetkin on Deontay Wilder contract, the legal case, and now the appeal. So if you don't know, Alexander Povetkin fought today, July the 1st, over in Russia against a fighter by the name of, what's this guy's name? Andriy Rudenko. I've seen him fight before. I saw him fight the Huey Fury fight. I covered that fight, and I covered him fighting Lucas Brown. So I've seen him before. So truth be told, I'm surprised, even though he hasn't been stopped before, I'm surprised he didn't get stopped by Povetkin. He was taking some clean shots, but he does have a good chin. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live with FightView360.com. And we cover every single major fight live. So getting back to the Alexander Povetkin PD scandal. He has been reinstated by the WBO. He's been reinstated by the WBA. And this fight should get him a ranking in the IBF. It's still some work to be done with the WBC. Now, once again, it's like this. To the naked eye, or to people who haven't done research or extensive research, because you really have to do research on this situation. You're going to say, well, you know, he failed the drug test and that's it. You know, it's more complex than that, y'all. And me being a black man and not just completely riding with Deontay Wilder on this, like, fuck Povetkin, he failed the drug test, it's racism, and you know his promoter's a billionaire, and of course they maneuver in some shit. I can't go that route. I don't go that route. I try to look at shit like really deeply for what it is. Now, Deontay Wilder did nothing wrong because he went to Russia. He was ready to fight. A drug test was failed over a newly banned, let's listen to this, a newly banned substance. This was over a year ago. It was about 12 months ago, 13, 14 months ago.
Ready now, I think.
Let's listen to the cards.
Drawn to the center of the ring by the referee. And here's the verdict.
So please subscribe. We're going to talk about the heavyweight division and where Povetkin goes from here.
Russian television, and here we go.
По завершении титульного боя обратимся к судейским запискам. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the title bout, we go to the judges' scorecards. Судья Milojevic, 120-109. George Milojevic scored this contest 120 to 109. И судьи Лагуна и Палома одинаково оценили этот бой 120-108. And judges Laguna and Paloma are in agreement scoring the same 120 to 108. Таким образом, единогласным решением судей одержал победу и стал интернациональным чемпионом WBO и интерконтинентальным чемпионом WBA в супертяжелом весе Alexander Povetkin.
Let's see if he does a post-fight interview.
So two of the cards tallying with that of Barry, a complete shutout, 120, 108. Third judge giving one fight, one round level, 120, 109, but winner by unanimous decision, and quite rightly, Alexander Povetkin. So the age of 37, his career moves on. Now let's listen in and see if we can find out what he's making of this.
This is Povetkin talking.
Ваша поддержка мне очень нужна. Благодарю.
Какие были ощущения, когда соперник почувствовал боль в самом начале?
Вы знаете, я знал, что это крепкий соперник и просто так не сдаст. Что-то не получалось, но, наверное, этот бой...
I can translate the early part of that. He's delighted with the win. It's just a pleasure. It's a terrible year behind me. And yes, I will fight anybody. If they get on a plane and come here to Moscow, I will fight them. I am a tiger. I am a wolf. I am the Russian tiger wolf, Alexander Povetkin. Do you want to see him? He's asking. Do you want to see him? And the crowd are saying yes. I tell you what, my Russian's a lot better than it used to be perfectly honest with you. Enzo, an 8-minute round in the opener. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
John's absolutely right. John and Barry absolutely right.
Do you want to hear this?
The doctor is manipulating it and fixing him. Never seen anything like it.
Very strange.
Yeah, there was some controversy in the first round where the referee was massaging Rudenko's neck. Basically, there was a shot that hit in the back of the head, but Rudenko was trying to sell the move and quit. You know, the referee was really, you know, in a way, maybe we need referees doing some shit like that to make sure these motherfuckers don't try no shenanigans. Your neck hurt? Let me rub that shit out you, dog. You're not quitting. But anyway, yeah, going back to Povetkin, it's like this. Listen, once again, this situation is complex. So you can say he failed the drug test, yes. But you have to do some research before you start calling him a cheat. You know, because the first one I was like, okay, all right, you know, something's wrong. But then the second one, I was like, oh, yo, you definitely did something wrong. But then once I started researching, and then once Vada closed down a lab, yo, the shit is controversial, yo. You know, so I look at, what is he saying? It's more interview.
Где-то заставился, где-то закрепостился. Так что будем исправлять ошибки.
I was watching the YouTube broadcast.
Plan to box. Something did work out, something didn't, but we're going to be working on our errors and
In
moving
BoxNation.
forward.
Alexander, the question that everybody wants to know about, the doping allegations, have they affected your performance tonight? And have they affected your preparation for this fight?
Все хотят знать ответ на вопрос. Вот те заявления якобы по проблеме с допингом, они как-то влияли на ваши подготовки и на ваш бой? Конечно, я переживал. Тем более, вы знаете, когда даже не знаешь, что такое астерин или эстерин, я уже точно не знаю, и тебя обвиняют, что ты его применял, конечно, обидно, конечно, переживаешь. Of course, I worried a little bit because, you know, when they allegedly say that you use something, I don't even know how to say it, Austrian or whatever. Of course, it keeps it back of your head, back of your mind, but yeah, it does affect you mentally a little bit.
Alexander, do you have a name in mind, someone you would like to fight next?
А у вас есть какое-то имя, которым вы думаете, с кем вы хотите провести следующий бой? Вы знаете, это зависит не от меня. Это надо разговаривать с промоутерами, с менеджерами. It doesn't depend on me. You have to talk to my manager, my promoter.
Well, Alexander, thank you for being back in the ring. Thank you for an excellent performance. It was a pleasure watching you fight.
Александр, спасибо большое, что вы вернулись в ринг. Было очень приятно смотреть на ваш бокс и ждем новых боев. Хочется поблагодарить всех за поддержку. Очень приятно. Благодарю вас.
Yeah, so he's back on the heavyweight scene, whether you like it or not. The thing is, you know, now, you know, since the allegations, he has to work his way up. Now, once again, he's cleared by the WBO. He captured a WBO underling belt, which was the WBO International Heavyweight title. I forgot what titles after that, but he's about maybe 1 or 2 fights away from fighting for a WBO title. You know, if he wins, depending on who he fights. He's been cleared by the WBA. That's a whole different situation if you want to fight for a WBA title. But I'm sure some maneuvering can be done with that. You know, and Rudenko was ranked by the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF. So since he beat Rudenko, I'm not quite sure. I have to do some research to see if he's back in the good graces with the IBF yet. But if so, Alexander Povetkin is going to be ranked by 3 of the 4 top organizations. Now remember, he was supposed to fight Deontay Wilder May the 21st of 2016. Deontay Wilder was in Russia. Deontay Wilder left the Sunday, if I'm correct, before the fight because the Alexander Povetkin failed the drug test. You know, I had somebody come on the channel yesterday pissed off and say, you know, how can you say he failed the drug test? You haven't done any research. You're throwing dirt on a good boxer's name. Whether you like it or not, or whether, you know, you feel that it was a rightfully failed drug test, on paper, he failed the drug test. But however, I've come to the decision after researching, and there's still a lot more research to do because, as I said, I wish I could show it to you guys, but I got fucking maybe about 100 or so pages, probably more, of fucking legal documents of this scandal. You know, because they're in the appeal process now. I even have the official contract, the fight contract for Wilder and Povetkin. So it's like this. I'm not going to pass judgment until all this shit is done. You know, I did it before and I ended up looking stupid, but right now, you know, I'm telling people, and the things I talk about, you can go research yourself. You know, it's not looking good as far as it's looking like they did him dirty. Now, you may think, or you may say, and I understand, well, he is a billionaire promoter. They're just doing some illegal shit. You know, Russia is scandalous, and why does he want people to come over to Russia to fight him so he can juice? I get the narratives. You know, I'm not out of the fucking loop. And as I said before, I think that I've proven to be really pretty resilient on YouTube when it comes to, you know, I don't be giving a fuck about these boxers as far as, like, I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way. I'm saying it as a way like, yo, I have no allegiances to nobody. Not to Deontay Wilder, not to Povetkin. So Povetkin, you know, really failed the drug test, and I felt like, yo, this is undeniable proof that you are a PD user. You know, then it's like, yo, under the bus you go. But right now, the situation is not over. And guess what? Deontay Wilder will tell you that the situation is not over. Lou DiBella will tell you the situation is not over. You know, so the shit is still going on. You know, so now, you know, we're just going to have to wait another, what, 6 or so months before we finally get a, you know, a full final verdict to see if he's cleared. Now, it's not known yet if Deontay Wilder got his money. You know, I think he may have got his money because the money was in escrow. You know, but there is an appeal. You know, it's like I said, it's a very complex situation. But overall, Alexander Povetkin looked good. How does he fare against the top heavyweights? You know, he can beat Joseph Parker, in my opinion. Joseph Parker, no disrespect, is the weakest of the lot. You know, Anthony Joshua would give him some huge problems. You know, probably put him down a couple times. You know, could he beat Deontay Wilder? Let's not talk about that because that fight's just dead. You know, so it all depends. And he already lost to Klitschko in a nasty, intimate hugging affair. They was making love up in there with all that hugging. You know, seriously, that shit was homoerotic. But anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Alexander Povetkin beats or defeats Andriy Rudenko via unanimous decision. And Rudenko literally just didn't, you know, he just was out of his league. Please subscribe. I'll links to my social media right down below in the description box. Want to see any highlights or anything? Visit my Instagram at TST Controversy. The TST is for TstreeT, obviously. So it's all one word or just FightView 360. Please subscribe.